I've been told anywhere from 5 to 50,000 could be here. I don't know if that's really going to happen or not.
And while lately we've been talking a lot about drones and UAPs and mysteries in the sky in New Jersey, let's take a trip back in time to 1947. And no, we're not talking about Roswell 1947, but 1 month before, when a pilot named Kenneth Arnold took off from Washington on his way to an air show. And as he flew over Mount Rainier, Arnold says he saw 9 bright, shiny, saucer-like objects flying in formation across the sky, some weaving side to side like a kite. Well, guess what just happened in the Pacific Northwest some 80 years later? Some pilots just saw something very similar. And this time, there is audio of their conversation with an air traffic control tower. Take a listen.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. Yeah, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy.
We're not seeing anything, getting lots of different reports out there. Some at 30, some all the way up to 50,000, about 3 or 4 different lights. Does it look like they're around your altitude now?
No, there's one way up high and one about my altitude, moving in like a circle, like a corkscrew pattern. Just had another one show up about my 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color, moving at extreme speeds.
Roger. You are cleared to maneuver as necessary left and right to avoid the UFO out there.
Avoid the UFO out there? That's coming from the air traffic controller. So what could it be? Well, joining us now is co-founder of Americans First Safe Aerospace, Ryan Graves. 50,000 feet, Ryan. You were part of a squadron that saw some weird things out on the East Coast. How dangerous can things be? And what's your reaction to hearing, just, navigate around the UFO casually uttered by a traffic controller?
Well, honestly, I'm actually happy that they are actually reporting it to the FAA. For a long time, pilots didn't even want to broadcast this out over the radio for fear of the stigma and ridicule that's associated with it. But, I think we've learned over the past few years that this is a very consistent thing that's been happening to pilots. They are seeing things not just way up in the sky, potentially in space, but things that seem to be exhibiting very strange maneuvers and capabilities right in the atmosphere with the aircraft themselves. And whenever you have an unknown object like that, that's a safety risk for pilots.
A safety risk for pilots, especially if they're moving around rapidly and they're able to go 50,000 feet or higher very quickly, right? I mean, look, on the East Coast, people are seeing things, they're calling those drones. On the West Coast, you have reports like this. And then all around the country, there are reports that come in every single day. Do you think all of it is related, or are we looking at distinct things here?
Well, unfortunately, I don't think we really know quite yet. The cases that we've been seeing in New Jersey, although not any one single video seems to be extremely anomalous, when you step back from the whole and take a look at the historical context off the eastern seaboard, from Virginia Beach to the Langley Air Force Base to now up in New Jersey and even New York, we see a pretty startling trend of a repeatable pattern of unidentified objects that seemingly are exhibiting long flight times, long loiter capabilities, and are coming from unknown locations, potentially somewhere over or in the ocean. And those aren't my words. Those are the words of one of the senior Republicans at the hearing 2 days ago when they were questioning about these drone incursions over New Jersey.
And so now that the stigma seems to be going away, step 2 seems to be to do something about people just shrugging when it comes to things like this. I mean, they get brought up and then we're told it doesn't pose any threat when there are no answers on where they're coming from or where they're going or how they're able to stay up for so long. Why are people so comfortable with this?
Well, I would push back a little bit and say that the stigma is certainly still there. I've been very disappointed to hear the language from the Biden administration, from the Pentagon, essentially telling people that they're not actually seeing what they're seeing. There's been 3,000 reports to the FBI on this issue. And the Biden administration seems to be gaslighting the American people into telling them that there's not really anything to be concerned of. Well, people are concerned, governors are concerned, mayors are concerned, families are concerned. And I think it's time that they have a level conversation with us about what's going on. And we can take a hard look at some of this antiquated drone legislation that we have and laws that really prevent us from getting to the bottom of this, because we're at a stalemate here. If this was an adversary, they'd have all the time in the world to take advantage of this situation.
And obviously some of those are going to be misidentified actual planes, right? But like, you're a little bit more familiar with the capabilities of the U.S. military. Do we have the capabilities to figure out what's going on here?
We certainly should. We have some of the most powerful radar systems on the East Coast for tracking ICBM missiles, enemy aircraft, as well as all the capabilities localized at bases themselves. So I do believe that we have the capabilities to be able to actually understand what these are, but there seems to be this strange stalemate where the government simply can't find the information and they can't assign any type of threat level or origin to these objects. And that alone, I think, is something our adversaries will be taking careful notes on.
Yeah, and something all of us should be thinking about. Ryan Graves, thanks.
Do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years.
And where?
I know the exact location.
So I take it aliens took over our future, right? So you're human. Okay, so you evolved from us. So what are you doing here now? How? Okay, so how about we concentrate on your time? Try me. Wait, so you know the meaning of life? What's the difference? So you know how the universe is created? So you've seen God? Okay, illuminate us. What happens when we die? Okay, so let me get this straight. There's no death, and we all experience each other's lives, right? Okay, so how was the universe created, and why is it so perfectly made for us? Moving on. Okay, so why do we destroy ourselves with nuclear war? Can you be more specific, please? Okay, one last thing. What about morality? What do you base your morality on? I see. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Can you speak? Orchard Wilder. Are you scared of me? Because you should be. Okay, so you say you're from the future and an evolutionary descendant of humans. You also say you're a different species. So, which one is it? Are you a descendant of humans or not? Then how do you know English? Answer me. If you don't answer, I'll administer another round of scopolamine until your system collapses. Do you understand? Now, how do you speak English? So you just picked up English, just like that. Because you're so smart, right? Right. So, you said you know the origin of the universe, but you did not provide an explanation. So I ask you again, how was the universe created? Answer the question. Really? But you can't create something out of nothing. Sure it is. Only a creator can make something from nothing. Wait, you just contradicted yourself. So? Wait, but you said there's an origin to the universe. There it is. I caught you in a lie. This universe is not existence. It is an infinitely small part of existence. Right, so now you're talking nonsense. Again, how was the universe